Hi everyone, my name is Bingjian Huang. I'm the author of the VibraForge Tactile Toolkit. Today I'm going to teach you every element that we have in this toolkit that you will receive, and also how you can assemble them with some very small guidelines. So if you look at this dev kit, you can see there are multiple components. We'll start with the vibration unit, which is the key part of this system. When you see this vibration unit in your dev kit, it should be in a fully assembled situation, which means that you can see everything is already kept inside the box. But just in case that you want to see the inside, we also have the fully broken down parts where you can see them here. So I'm going to also show you how to assemble it in case you need it at certain points. So the whole unit consists of 5 different parts: the actuator, the enclosure, the PCB mount, the PCB board, and the tiny cap on the top. So the first step is that you put this actuator into the base of this enclosure. Yes, just like this. Okay. If it's not precisely fit into the space, you can try to use a screwdriver to add a little bit of pressure to press it into the gap. Now you can put the PCB board onto the PCB mount, which is also fairly easy with just a single press. And then you can put the PCB board into the enclosure by aligning the pins on the bottom of the board to the pins of the actuator. If it is properly installed, you will see that the 2 connectors are precisely aligned with the ports on the enclosure. And the final step is just put the cap on. The cap can be installed just by using the screwing lines we print on the cap. So just screw it in, and yep, that's ready. So in the one you get in the dev kit, there are 2 things you need to notice. One is that there's one arrow on the top that tells you the direction of the data flow. This cannot be reversed because otherwise the vibration unit will be burned. So if you look at the input side, you'll see that there's a tiny triangle on the top that tells you this is the input side. Okay, so now we have one unit, we have another unit, and we have one more unit. How do you connect them together? You can use this wire that we provide in the dev kit. So when you connect the wires, remember to place the side without the pins on the top, like this. And so first, you can connect this part to the output of the first unit, and then the other side to the input of the second unit. And again, you can do the same. Just grab another wire, put the pin onto the output side of the second unit and the input side of the third unit. And see, now you are creating a whole chain of vibration units. And after that, we have the vibration unit. How do you control them? Now we're supposed to build together the control unit. So here's all the components you need for the control unit. So I will also show them in front of the camera first before assembling them. So here we have the enclosure for the control unit, 2 LiPo batteries that can fit at the base of the control unit, and a motherboard and a PCB board, a microcontroller that can be put together. So the way you install them together is that you can just put the first battery at the bottom, and then you put the second battery on top of it, and both of them would be able to fit within this edge of the enclosure. And after that, you can put this microcontroller, which is a QT-PYS3, onto the female sockets of this motherboard PCB. Remember that this USB port should be facing to the left side so that we can control the pins, we can map to the pins on the right directions. Okay, so now I'm just going to put it in, and okay, so that's it. And the last step for the assembly is you just press fit this tiny microcontroller on top of this enclosure. And yep, so that's everything you need. And now in order to connect the control unit to the vibration unit, you're using the same type of wires, and again with the size of the side that does not have pins on the top. So if you want to use, let's say, connector 1, so if you look closely, there's connector 1, connector 2, connector 3, and connector 4. So if you want to connect it to connector 1, you just connect this wire to the connector, and then use the other side to connect to the first vibration unit. And okay, so that's it. And the final step to trigger the whole system is that you can connect these two batteries with the socket. It doesn't matter how you connect them because both of the batteries are identical, so you can switch the order. And when you see the light going up on top of this microcontroller, it means that it is powered in the right way. Well, on the other hand, if you see that the light is not turning on, but you smell something weird, then that means that you're probably burning the microcontroller, and you should check whether the direction of the USB port is faced to the left in the right direction. Okay, and now if you ever wonder what's inside, what's the correct status for the connection of the vibration unit, you can also unscrew open the cap of the vibration unit. If you see that there's a tiny green light, LED light going on for this vibration unit, then that means it is powered in the right way. All right, so now that you have the whole vibration system built, there are two more things that I can teach you before you go. One is that how do you attach the vibration system of this whole device onto a wearable sleeve? So the way you do it is also very simple. We provided this tiny rings, and the way you do it is that you just put this tiny ring at the bottom of the sleeve. You see, this is how it works. And then when you have it beneath the sleeve, you can just press fit and install this unit on the top. Okay, so now you can see, you can shake it, you can bring it around, it doesn't really fall, you just keep it on the sleeve. You can do the same for the other vibration units as well. Yeah, right now I just don't really care about the layout, so I just install them as soon as possible. And now if you're wondering how do we attach the control unit, if you flip it on the back, you can see that there are multiple rings for the installation as well. So again, you just pick one of the ring and you put on the control unit, and then it will be connected. So again, you just put it onto the sleeve, put on one of the ring, and okay, here we go. That's all you need. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about is if the battery is running out, how do you charge the battery? We also provided this tiny charger here that has one USB Type-C port and a connector to the battery. So if your battery is running out, you just have to unplug it, detach the PCB, take the battery out, and connect the battery to the charger. And okay, so now you can charge the battery and start playing around with it again after the battery is ready. Okay, that should be everything. Now I would like to introduce the basic elements of VibraForge GUI editor. On the left, this is the library where you have all the waveform templates for design. When you click on each one of them, you can see a preview that tells you what kind of waveform they are. And if you on the right, in the middle, this is the visualizer, waveform visualizer, where you see all the vibration waveforms. So if you want to edit any one of this waveform, you can just drag it into the window. And now you will get this waveform visualizer here. And now if you want to combine different waveforms together, you just drag the waveform into this visualizer. Now you get the new waveform. If you're happy about the new waveform and we want to reuse it later, you can save the signal as a customized signal on the left side. And you can also rename it to be custom signal. One. Now if you want to create or design a new waveform, you can just clear this menu and it will be gone. And if you drag the customized signal into the waveform again, visualizer again, you'll see it again. Okay, so in the middle, this is the canvas where you can design the virtual layout of the vibration unit. You can drag each unit into the canvas and they will be connected together into a chain. Or alternatively, you can use the create new chain function under the canvas where you can specify the number of actuators in each category as well as the grid layout that they possess. So here you get a very well aligned layout of the 6 units. You can also adjust the positions of this vibration unit to make them fit each other. At the bottom, you'll see that there's a timeline where we have a visualization of how vibration change over time, where you have all the vibration units here. If you wanna assign a vibration unit with a special waveform, for example, custom signal 1, first you click on the unit and see the highlight of the window. Then you drag the customized signal into the window and set the start and the stop time. Here I'll just set it as 2 seconds. And now you can see that not only in the visualizer there is a 2-second repeated signal of the custom signal, but also in the timeline you're seeing a bar that represents the vibration. If you add the same signal to a different sensor, to a different vibration unit, and set the start time as 1 and the end time as 2, as 3, you'll see that the waveform also show up here and also show up in the timeline. If you want to add a default signal into the vibration unit B4, then the frequency, well, you need to set the frequency and the amplitude and the duration. And then you can set the start and the stop time. Here you get the new signal here. So if you scroll down, you can see the signal over here. So now if you're happy about your design, you can save it as a design file. For example, new design to change. And you can save it as a design file. And then we can clear everything on this canvas and load the design again. And then you just get everything back without any need to reproduce the process. And at the end, if you want to test it on the physical device, you can click on the device, connect to the Bluetooth device, and when it's ready, it will show the green connected status here, and you can click the play button to start trying it out on the physical device.